Hi, my name is Beasley, and I'm a grateful recovering drug addict and alcoholic. I want to thank the ROSC committee for giving the opportunity to come on this YouTube channel to share my story. I also work in the community. I work for an agency called TAS, Treatment Alternatives for Safer Communities. Um, so, like I said, I'm a grateful recovering drug addict and alcoholic. I've been clean for 20 years. Um, from age 15 to age 18, I dibbed and dabbed in a little alcohol, a little marijuana. At that time, at age 15, even despite that I played sports, basketball, football, and I ran track, I still thought it was cool to still drink a little alcohol on the weekends, smoke a little marijuana. Little did I know, I didn't know that it was going to land me to where I was at until a few years later. But I ended up graduating from high school at age 19, going straight to college to a local community college called Lincoln Land Community College. I was able to complete my first 2 semesters that year. And that summer of that first year in college, that's when things hit the fan. I was introduced to crack cocaine. Um, when I first did crack cocaine, I didn't think that I thought I could have control of it. I thought it was something that, being around people that did cocaine, I thought they were cool. So me doing a little cocaine, I thought that was cool. Little do you know that it ended up costing me a lot in life. I ended up selling everything I own, anywhere from things out of my home, TVs, CD players, um, uh, baby stuff, because I had a newborn baby around 90, 91, 92. End up selling the stuff I had for the baby, whether it was clothes, whether it was stroller, whatever it is to do to get high. Um, 1992, it landed me into the Illinois Department of Corrections. I was in and out of prison from 1992 to 1999. Whether in the midst of those times that I was in and out of the county jail or in and out of prison, I spent many times in treatment centers, detoxes, trying to get a hold of the disease that I thought that I had control of. Um, so the battle I went through is that the whole time that I was dealing with what led me to drinking and drugging was dealing with untreated trauma. Going through losing a mother at age 7. I didn't really deal with it until after I got out of high school. That's when I really started noticing that after the fact that I can't do this by myself. So once I started dealing with my mother's death, that's when I began to recover. When I paroled from TAM's work camp February 1999, I got involved into my community. That's one thing I never did when I was in and out of prison from 92 to 99 is that I didn't get involved in my community. You may say, what's your community? My community was consist of AANA, church. Those are the things that I consider part of my support group. But through those years, being in and out of somebody's institution, I didn't take it seriously. I thought maybe that if I just get off the crack cocaine, I'll be fine. I could still drink my alcohol. I could still smoke a little marijuana. But little do you know, I found out that was called cross addiction. And my many relapses happened because I dipped back into a little smoking a little marijuana, drinking a little alcohol, which led me back to the cocaine, which led me back into committing crime, stealing from my habit. I stole from a lot of people through the years. I had to make a lot of amends. I had to apologize to a lot of people, but it was well worth it. So going through those things that I went through, it taught me how to love me, how to find me. For many years that I thought I knew me, but I didn't. You know, some things that I noticed that being in recovery is some things that I was gonna have to sacrifice, and some things I did sacrifice. One of my biggest things that came with the drugs and alcohol was what I love women, and women became a drug to me. And so when I say I had to sacrifice relationships. Um, I had to sacrifice those romantic relationships so I can find me. Because at times when I was in and out of those institutions, jails that I talked about, I always found something to get involved in. And one of those things is that if I find me that right lady friend, girlfriend, I will be okay. And little do you know that didn't work out. That led me back to where I was going. I always thought that if I get a good lady friend, and she didn't drink alcohol or did drugs, I'll be fine. But little you know, she didn't have to drink drugs. She didn't have to drink alcohol, do drugs. But I still found a way to dibbing and dabbing, even though I was in a relationship that I thought was healthy. But even though even though I thought it was healthy, even though we had issues in that relationship, I thought that could help me be successful in life. So what I did is that I went single for 3.5 years. When I paroled from TAM's work camp, February 1999, I swore up and down that I wouldn't get in a relationship. And I did for a little bit. A few months after paroling from TAM's work camp, I ended up getting into a relationship with a person that was in recovery. And soon after that, I had to cut that relationship off. It was hard to do, but I knew that if I didn't find me, that relationship eventually was going to be unhealthy, because I knew that how can I be in a relationship and try to be there for somebody else, and I couldn't be there for myself. And that's what a lot of people in recovery, when they get clean and sober, that's what they do, is try to find them a mate to match them up with someone that can help them. Which I'm not saying that all relationships end up turning like that. That's what my road had took me, is that I was always trying to do more for that person instead of do more for myself. So, like I said, I went no romantic relationship for 3.5 years. I think it was 2004, 2003, 2004. I think it was 2004 that I eventually met someone that I ended up marrying, and I'm married still today. We've been married for 15 years. And the reason why we're still married today, because I took care of the things I had to take care of early on, is that I had to find me, and once I found me, once I deal with that untreated trauma, I was able to manage that untreated trauma. And then I felt that I was ready to get in some type of relationship. I got married in 2006, 2009. I had my third child. Prior to, during my drug and alcohol addiction, I had 2 children by 2 different baby mamas prior to that. But 2009, being clean and sober, been married at the time for almost 3 years. I had my third child. And then in 2012, me and my wife I had my 4th child, which was 2 by her. Life began to be great. I was involved in my community. I was attending church. I was attending AA meetings. I had a sponsor. I had mentors. I sponsored people. Life was great. And so I realized that, after all those years, that I could do recovery by myself. And there's so many individuals think that they can do recovery by themselves. Today is 2021. This year I have 21 years clean. As I talked earlier in this video, I had 20 years. But what I do each day is I get up every morning and just thank God for another day, and prayer, and I begin to have conversations with my higher power to if there's some things that's going on in my life, I ask him to help me with it. I got people around me today that can help me be accountable. That's one thing I didn't have when I first started trying to get clean, is that I have no accountability. And I think that the more accountability, the more people I put around me, the more successful I will be. Still today, 21 years, almost 21 years clean and sober, I ain't where I want to be. But I do know that I'm just as far as from that next drug or drink as anybody else. So I take it seriously. Today, I'm not involved with AA or NA. I'm more involved into my local church, small groups outside of that. Not saying that I'm better than anybody else. I decided to make small groups within my church, my recovery. The job I do every day, working for the agency I'm working for, TAS, I get opportunity to talk to people that's been through a lot of the same things I've been through. So I say all to say that because people sometimes think that because I don't go to AA or NA anymore, that I ain't a person in recovery. I am a person in recovery. I just decided to go a different route for me to stay clean and sober. AA and NA has got me to where I'm at today. And so I encourage anyone to stay involved in AA and NA and even CA, Celebrate Recovery. Whatever you do to find you, to make you happy, to strengthen you. My faith in my God strengthens me. My small group within my church strengthens me. What are some things that can strengthen you? And so still today, I take it day by day by day. I am very grateful today. I'm excited about life. Even through the midst of this pandemic, I struggled a little bit. I actually, through this pandemic, this last 10, 11 months has been a challenge for me. So I had to realize that, I had to go back to the basic on some things, why am I feeling this way? I know that, being trapped in a house because, they don't want us to go outside. If we do go outside, we gotta wear masks. There's limited places we can go. Can't go out to eat, can't go on vacation. So there was a lot of things going on. But I had to go back and dig deeper and say, you know what? I don't like this feeling. I don't like the way I feel, And I knew is being taken away. Society's being taken away from us in some aspects because of COVID-19. But I was able to walk through those challenges today. And today I'm just very grateful to get on here, like I said, to talk to you about the struggles I went through in life. And I just want to tell you, whoever's watching this YouTube video, is that no matter where you at in life, you can always make changes. What you put in life and what you get out of it. Because sometimes we think that we can get by life with just doing a very minimum. We can't just get by with life just doing very minimum. We got to put in the work. And I got 21 years today clean and sober because I put in the work. I talk about my issues that I'm going through. I have to be transparent. So I'm challenging you is that when you begin to be transparent, that's when you begin to live again. So once again, I want to thank the ROSC committee for letting me come in here and share my story. Thank you for listening, and you guys have a great day. Talk to you later.